Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we did a quick walkthrough of Sitecore Connect portal and we saw what different options are available there, right? From project, connections, community library and all those things, right? So today we are going to talk about Sitecore Connect connections, which is a kind of prerequisite for you to create your business process there. So we are going to check how connections can be created and what different configurations are required for that. So let's just go to Connect portal. Okay, so in the Connect portal, basically we need to go to the projects, and then what we can do is we can simply create a new project and call it as Ankit Sandbox, right? So that is the project name I've defined. Project description is same, so we can simply create a project, right? So our project is now created. And once the project is created, on the right hand side, we have options to create a recipe, a connection, or a folder inside this project, the one which we just created. So we are going to create a new connection. So just click on create and connection here. So we are here now, right? Connections. So what exactly connections are? So connection you can think of as an integration layer, which basically enables you to uh, integrate your Sitecore with third-party systems, right? Let's say you want to connect your Sitecore with Content Hub 1, for example, right? So you need to have a connection which you can establish between Sitecore and Content Hub 1. So if you want to connect your Sitecore with CDP, for example, so again you need to have a connection, like like you need to have that connection which basically you can leverage to connect to two different systems there. So in general, with respect to Sitecore, mostly whatever integrations are required, we will have connectors available for that. So in this case, as we are trying to connect our Sitecore with uh, Content Hub 1, so we can just simply check for Content Hub 1 here, and probably we should, yeah, so we have this app which we can use there in order to connect, because we are trying to set up a new connection for Content Hub 1, right? Now similarly, if you are looking for something on Send, so you can find it for Sitecore Send as well. If we do for CDP, so we have it for CDP also, right? So that's what I mentioned, right? So if we're doing it for Sitecore, mostly you will find the connections and the apps available which you can simply leverage. So let's just go back to Content Hub 1 and select the Content Hub 1. Yeah, and another important thing to note here is the connections are different, right? So let's see if you try, if because in this case we are trying to connect our Sitecore with Content Hub 1, so we have a connection, and the connection which you're trying to set up, this connection also will expect different values there, right? And when we establish connection between Sitecore and Content Hub 1, we can actually do certain kind of activities, certain types of actions we can perform, because that is what we will be able to do, execute via this connection. So each connection actually varies app to app, and the kind of integration we are trying to do there. So getting back to the Content Hub 1 connection, we just need to define a connection name. So I'll just call it as Ankit Sandbox connection, right? So this is just the connection name I'm giving here. Location defines where, under which project we are going to create this connection. So it is Ankit Sandbox, which we just created. Now the next thing is client ID, client secret, audience, and authority. So these details we're going to get from our Content Hub 1 instance, because we're trying to create a connection for Content Hub 1, right? Similarly, if you're trying to create a connection for Sitecore Send, so you need to if it expects these kind of things, so you need to basically go to Sitecore Send instance and get these values there, right? So it depends on what kind of values it is expecting, your connection is expecting, so accordingly we have to get those values. So in this case it is Content Hub 1. So we have this Content Hub 1 instance, we have this modeling, content media, and all those things we can do there. We're not going to get into detail of all these things. Let's just get straight to the integration, and under integration you will find OAuth client. On auth client, we have this client credential. So what we can do, we can simply copy this client ID, secret, audience, and authority. So this is what it is actually expected here in order to create this connection between Sitecore and Content Hub 1 using Sitecore Connect, right? So we have this client ID, client secret, audience, and authority. So let's just copy this client ID. Let's copy this client ID, get this client ID here, go to client secret, just copy it, get your client secret here, copy your audience, get it here, and your authority, and just copy it here, right? And simply just click on connect, and we see like the connection is established. So which means we have actually created a connection for Content Hub 1, and we can use this connection as part of the business process which we are going to define via recipes. So we are going to create recipes, right? Recipes are going to leverage these connection which we just created, and then we will define triggers, actions, and all those things to to build up that use case there. So that is what we can actually do here using connection. So again, just to reiterate, connection is nothing but an interface between your site code and your third-party application which you're trying to create, and you need to provide certain values. So all those different values you can actually get it from your target system, which you're trying to create here. So connection is a prerequisite which you should have it, and once you have the connection available, you can actually get access to this connection. So like, we have this connection available here which is connected now, and once we have this connection and the recipe which we're going to create, we can actually refer this connection there. So which we are going to see as part of our next session, like how to create a recipe and leverage this connection there, right? So this is what I just wanted to connect as part of this video, to show you what connections are, how exactly you can create the connection, and how to create a project, how to populate these values, from where to pull up those values there, and we can actually go from there. So if you have any questions so far in terms of connections, how we have created this connection, how, from where to pull up these values, and things like that, feel free to ask your queries, and we'll try to answer it as part of the next sessions there. And thank you all, and thanks for your time. Thank you.